Good morning, everyone. There is one important piece of information that I heard about in an ADA, Australian Dental Association seminar, and I would like to share it with you. This information is probably more valid for Australia, but it could be valid in other areas that is worthwhile you check for it. But first, for credibility, my name is Khaled. I have been a dentist for 20 years in private practice, and I own my own practice, Lakeside Dental Spa in Hervey Bay, Queensland, for 14 years. And I grew my practice from 1 chair to 10 chairs with the help of 40 staff members of associate dentists, hygienists, oral health therapists, dental assistants, front office team, and managers. So this information is as follows, and I was ignorant on that, to be honest, as well, until it was explained to me. In Australia, the AHPRA, which is a dental board in Australia, can classify this as a misconduct, which is treating your spouse or someone you are involved in a romantic relationship. This is considered as a misconduct. And it was explained as follows, that when you treat someone you are involved romantically with, could be your husband, your wife, your girlfriend, your partner, your boyfriend, it can affect your judgment. And there was a case where a dentist, I believe it was a female dentist, she was treating her spouse, and then they end up separating, and he complained to the dental board, and they found her they found that her performance was not following the guidelines, and she had to go through disciplinary actions with the dental board. Though they are separated, but because historically she treated him when he was her spouse or partner. I believe this is a good ruling, but a lot of dentists don't seem to ignore it. I want to be very, very cautious. Simply do not treat your spouse, and if you do treat your spouse, please understand that's a misconduct. And if you get reported by your assistant, even your own spouse, if there is a separation or something like that, this can affect your license to practice dentistry in Australia. And I also think it's sometimes when you treat family, they don't classify parents and children as misconduct, but we all understand when you treat your own child and your own parents, sometimes your judgment will be different. You might decide to do sometimes more compromised treatment for the sake that you can go back and fix it whenever, because they're just living with you or close to you, or they might accept from you more adventurous and more heroic dentistry. Sometimes your dentistry or your judgment will definitely be affected, and for me, I tend now to try to avoid treating my own children. It's less stressful if I get someone I trust to treat them. My parents as well, I try to find someone I can trust really well to treat my parents, and I think this is easier on you as a clinician. Most clinicians who fall in this trap are usually new graduates, and I was one of them. You graduate, you get excited, and you start to experiment on your brother or your sister or your parents or your boyfriend or your girlfriend. So please understand your guidelines really well, so it doesn't affect your license. The clarity at the moment, if you cannot treat someone you are romantically involved with, and for parents and children and family members, you have to be very, very cautious as well, because it can affect your judgment. If you find the information helpful, please like and share. If you'd like to hear more content from me, please make sure you subscribe to the channel so you can be provided with more content and information. Thank you very much for listening.